No, so this is what I was saying at the outset is even though I'm happiest when it's going the way I want it to go, to discover a way to be happy when it's not, it's very, very, very useful for me to have a relationship or conversation with a friend or a sibling or a parent who discovers other ways to be happy and they share it with you. So even though I like to go with the flow in the middle of a divorce, I also have to figure out how to manage myself, how to manage the conversation, how to look at money through the lens of we've got to work it out. So we've got to allocate some money to this and allocate some money to that. I don't like allocating money. I like spending money. I like earning money. I like the flow of money. I don't like the effort required to manage it. And yet here we are being forced to have a real honest and truthful discussion about it in a way that's uncomfortable for me, but choosing and accepting that that is a legitimate way that some people are perfectly happy with. Allows me to know that it's not weird to be a way that I'm not. It feels uncomfortable to be a way that I'm not, but it's not weird. And it's uncomfortable because it's not my nature and I'm not practiced at it. So I don't, you know, I don't have to spend a lot of time managing my checkbook to make sure there's enough money to pay bills. But if post divorce it gets tighter, now I might have to be content with doing that task that I didn't have to do before. And so acceptance of the roles and responsibilities. The other thing that happens a lot of times when couples get together is they just by default fall into roles that then dictate patterns. And unless you know how you naturally are with money, you might end up with one person doing six roles and the other person's doing one. I have this one couple. The husband makes a little less than the wife. He's a saver and he's very, very content when there's just money in an account. But who pays the bills? Who makes more of the money? Who's making the decisions about investing the money? Who's driving the conversation about how much debt we should have and whether we should pay some off or just refinance it so that the payments are less so it's easier to manage the budget? Who's in charge of, you know, the other relationships besides savings? And it all falls to the other spouse. So she's managing six of the relationships with money, even though only one of them is her favorite. And he's managing just the one. And so we can show that imbalance if we can get them to accept that there are seven relationships and the division of labor should be a little bit more equal. You're this, she's that for each of you. Now let's divvy up the other pieces so that you are equally yoked and pulling your weight. And that's not easy because you're asking one person who might be a pursuer of savings to pick up some management responsibility. And the other person might have gotten the six other things because they like to manage everything and they're not willing to let go. So it's not one person's problem. It's two people's problem to figure out who they are, what they fell into by default, and then come up with a new negotiation. And so sometimes divorce moves people through a process where you have an honest conversation with money, you get divorced. And then after that is all over, you're like, hey, we get along so well now. Why did we get divorced?